Did the old prophets actually meet angels on top of mountains? Or were they highly intelligent beings from a galaxy far, far away? Today, we're taking a look at 3 well-known sightings of UFOs. Because let's face it, we're not alone, and the evidence is everywhere.
In today's video, we're discussing a shocking conspiracy theory about Area 51. Area 51 has been notorious for decades. Various rumors abound. Some say it houses crashed alien ships. Others say it's where America's cutting-edge weapons are developed. The conspiracy theory we're taking a look at claims that America experimented on children there. Is it true? If you're curious to know more, let's get right in. Area 51 is a top-secret U.S. military base. It was built in the 1950s under the supervision of the Atomic Energy Commission. This commission was the successor to the Manhattan Project, which used the adjacent Nevada test and training range to test out atomic bombs. Because of the nature of their research, Area 51 has always been shrouded in secrecy. And of course, this secrecy leads to a lot of wild speculation. It doesn't help that unexplainable events occur near Area 51 now and then as well. One such incident occurred in 1947, near the dawn of the Cold War. This incident forms the basis of the conspiracy theory. During a powerful storm, an object crashed near a rancher's home in Roswell, New Mexico. The Army Air Base initially stated that a flying disc had come down, but hours later, as government scientists arrived, it was stated that a weather balloon had crashed. The incident went largely unreported at the time. It wasn't until the 1970s that books and documentaries made allegations of alien life forms. More than 70 years later, the incident remains a defining aspect of the area's identity. The town boasts a UFO museum and research center. It also has a flying saucer-inspired McDonald's and alien-themed streetlights. There's even a series of cardboard cutouts depicting an extraterrestrial family. But behind all the UFO mania lies an uneasy truth. The events that transpired that summer are anything but clear-cut. There have been cover-ups and conflicting explanations. It was a saucer. It was a spy craft. It was the Soviets. Author Annie Jacobson believes that yes, it was the Soviets. Jacobson is a respected investigative reporter. She has been researching this topic for a long time. She suggests that the flying object that crashed was a man-made machine. It was sent by Stalin. Jacobson says that she has access to eyewitnesses and previously classified documents. She cites interviews with an unnamed former engineer from government contractor EG&G. Jacobson claims that Stalin wanted to create panic in the USA. He was aiming for the same sort of panic that Orson Welles' radio adaptation of War of the Worlds created when it was first aired. The Soviet Union had previously captured a German fighter called the Horten Ho 229. It was an advanced aircraft. Jacobson also alleges that the Nazi scientist Joseph Mengele had defected to the Soviet Union after the war. With his help, Stalin conducted a horrifying eugenics experiment on adolescents. They were modified genetically and trained to be pilots. In her book, Jacobson describes them as unusually petite for pilots. They appeared to be children. Each was under 5 feet tall. They were deformed, but each in the same manner as the others. They had large heads and oversized eyes. That sounds like the usual description of gray aliens, doesn't it? But she insists that the children were fully human. Her source claims the Soviets dispatched flying aircraft from a mothership flying near Alaska. Intermittent radar signals were picked up by U.S. installations, but the discs were nevertheless able to enter U.S. airspace and come down near Roswell, New Mexico. Jacobson goes on to allege that Stalin had them pilot the Horten jet over America to inflict hysteria. This plane had Cyrillic letters embossed on the hull. However, the plane lost control and crashed near New Mexico. Only 2 of the adolescents survived the crash. The wreckage was found by the U.S. military. They brought it and the comatose survivors back to the Nevada test site. There, Area 51 engineers have been experimenting with them for decades. Other witness accounts of alien sightings may have been these deformed children instead. So is there validity to her claims? Or are the alien conspiracy theories more believable? It's hard to say, but Jacobson does raise some convincing points. One of them is that America's stealth aircraft development accelerated dramatically following the establishment of Area 51. After World War II, the Soviets capitalized on the seized research of Nazi German engineers. They were trying to win the Cold War at all costs, but the US soon caught up. The US military perfected such technology at Area 51 over the decades that followed. They produced planes such as the F-117 stealth attack aircraft. But how did they do it? Perhaps through espionage or having their own experts. Some Nazi scientists were also recruited by America, or perhaps it was the wreckage of a crashed craft that enabled them to reverse engineer the technology. Another question that skeptics say discredits Jacobson's argument is, why didn't President Truman report Stalin's clandestine experiments? He could have exposed them to the world. Jacobson asked her inside man about this. He replied, because we were doing the same thing. She notes that the US carried out human experiments on the effects of radiation and suggests that the hundreds of experiments revealed in 1995 were just the tip of the iceberg. I believe that a lot of what the Atomic Energy Commission did was reckless and dangerous, she told me. Did Stalin send deformed mutant children to attack America? Did America capture them and conduct its own research? Were the aliens human all along? We may never know the real answer, but as time goes by, perhaps more people will perform their own investigations. Perhaps we'll find the truth eventually. Make sure to comment below on what your thoughts are, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to tune in next week.